So apparently Karlie Redd and her brand new husband are already in divorce court. I mean, did the ink even dry on the papers? Is y'all ready to talk about it? Because I told y'all this was coming. Let's juice.
Come on, Blazer.
It's a beef for me.
Wah, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are.
Karlie, how many rings have you gotten?
As many as I can get.
You and Sierra. Because I only had one. How many you got
a bag of rings. Karlie is like a Laker. She got hella rings, but she's more about quantity than quality.
Myself a new man, Tilo. He's young, he's successful, and he treats me like a queen.
Give me a kiss.
This is Tilo.
I've been hearing so much about you.
It was just like a love connection.
Shut up. I promise. You're lying. I swear.
I need a video.
Get into it. Get close. Let me get close into this.
Ooh, let me see that. Let me get out free. Oh, hold on. Let me get that close over that ring. All right, regular close is fine. Regular close. In the center, Karlie. Yeah, this is so good. I'm just letting it. That's dope. Y'all good? Y'all good? Give her a kiss. We're not. Okay, never mind. Okay, give me eyes right here. Eyes right here. Both eyes right here. Right there. All right, let me get eye contact from the front right. 1, 2, 3. There we go. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. One more time. One more time, guys. 1, 2, 3.
So Lord of the Rings star Karlie Redd has just filed for divorce, or at least her husband, has filed for divorce, and the ink hasn't even dried on the marriage certificate. But I told y'all so. Y'all don't be listening to me anyway, because Karlie is just over here collecting rings and nothing else. Let's start with this whole situation. So Karlie was once married to this guy Tilo, who is the owner of Now That's TV, and who has been alleged to have been cheating with every single ratchet girl over there, and we've all seen it, and we've all heard about it. But for some odd reason, Karlie figured, hey, I'd marry him anyway and just keep tabs on him. Well, that ends up getting them in divorce, and there was alleged DV, all types of stuff going on, and we're gonna get right into it. But before we do, please hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you leave a comment down below to let me know how you feel about this situation. So Karlie Redd in November 2024 announced that she was engaged, and all the unhappily married women were extremely ecstatic. They say misery loves company, so they was happy to have another woman on the other side of the hill to experience the horrible hard knock life of their marriages. Now Karlie Redd is no stranger to being engaged. As a matter of fact, Karlie Redd has more rings than Thanos. I told y'all that. And at some point, I feel like she just collect rings like Infinity Stones just to see what's going on, because November they announced they were engaged. The beginning of the season they said they was married, and now the divorce is imminent, and they already done filed the paperwork. Now, before we get into Karlie's whole divorce situation, let's take a trip down memory lane of all her other engagements, girl. Check it out.
When life pulled out the ring, I dropped to the ground.
Comes a time in every man's life that it's time to step it up. This is the woman that I want to open your emotions and your feelings up. You're gonna take your guards down.
My situation with Zeno has gotten a little bit complicated. I moved out the house, and we don't talk like we used to. Right now, I'm interested to hear what he has to say for himself.
Dad, I've had this for a while now.
What are you saying?
If this is my child, I'm gonna take care of my child. If it's not my child, she go on about it. Can you listen for 1 second? And then you can talk. You can have the floor. Marriage is about working through things, being partnership. You know, we trying to get married. All of this part is about talking.
You're trying to get married.
Oh, so you're not trying to get married?
Not anymore.
Standing that, I don't want to play no games with you. I want to go all the way live with you. You had me bring out the 3 best rings I had and let you choose which one you like.
So those were a few clips from Karlie Redd being proposed to. One thing about her, she will keep a man. Well, she won't keep one. She'll get one and she'll keep a ring. I'll say that. But nevertheless, Karlie Redd announced this recent relationship and this recent engagement here, I want to say less than 6 months ago. And now they're already headed for divorce. Now, Karlie had went behind the scenes and got married allegedly to this man. And she and Tilo had opened a restaurant together and planned to actually have an actual wedding. But it turns out that's not going to happen because according to police reports and court documents, Karlie Redd is now being asked for a divorce, and she's also asking for alimony and has been granted alimony. This is insane. Let me just say this. I think that Karlie's toxic ways could be one of the main reasons or catalysts as to why this divorce is happening and why this marriage isn't working. Karlie has a lot of insecurities she needs to work on as it pertains to being in a relationship. And because of that, it causes Karlie Redd to question literally everything in every single situation that pertains to any portion of her relationships. And I believe that's ultimately the demise of her relationship. Oh, and by the way, he cheats. So there's that. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster. I didn't think it was going to last. Not because I wanted or wished divorce for Karlie. It's just that there's too much toxicity here for it to even work out. But reports came out yesterday basically saying that Karlie Redd's divorced, and I want to get into those documents and see what actually happened and find out what actually led up to this actual divorce. Let's get into it. So according to reports, it says Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star Karlie Redd's husband files for divorce, ordered to pay Karlie 18 racks in spousal support. Dang, they were only married for 4 months and he got to pay spousal support. Plus, Karlie got businesses. She must have some good lawyers. No shade, but shout out to Karlie. But anywho, according to the Girls Are Fighting on Twitter, it says Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star Karlie Redd's husband files for divorce, ordered to pay Karlie $18K in spousal support. According to court documents obtained by Tasha K, Karlie's ex has to stay away from her and have no contact. The Now That's TV owner was also ordered to pay Karlie temporary support of $18,537.50 per month beginning March 15, 2025. And continuing on the 15th day of each month thereafter until further order of this court. What are your thoughts? So I actually went to the shade room and pulled these documents and I want to discuss those. Let's get into it. So according to court documents, the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, they said, I didn't say it. They said this matter comes before the court on March 13, 2025. Oh, my birthday. Tilo Demetrius Belton, husband, having appeared, represented Chanel M. Payne and responded Karlie Lewis, his wife, having appeared Chanel M. Payne and Asia Hayward James, and the court having considered the pleadings, evidence presented, argument of counsel testimony from both parties and applicable Georgia law, the court hereby grants wife motion for temporary relief, ordering and orders that husband stay away from and have no contact with the wife, and to pay wife temporary support of $18,537.50 per month beginning March 15, 2025, and continuing on the 15th day of each month thereafter until further order of the court. The court may revisit the temporary support at the 60-day status. All other issues, including attorney fees, have been reserved and further order of the court or within written agreement of the parties, and it's signed by the judge on this 13th day of March 2025. Now, apparently, there's also a criminal warrant for Tilo, and it goes as follows. It says, personally came Shadid Mitchell, who on oath says that the best of his or her knowledge and belief, Tilo Demetrius Belton, hereinafter called the accused between February 21st, 2025 at 6 a.m. and February 21st, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. at said address in Fulton County, Air Force said, did commit the offense of simple battery, misdemeanor count number 1, 16-523. In that said, accused did intentionally cause physical harm to Karlie Lewis by striking her in the chin with a closed fist, and this deponent makes this affidavit that a warrant may issue for his or her arrest. Probable cause on February 21st, 2025 at approximately 1825 hours. I, Officer S. Mitchell, responded to said address in reference to a report of a domestic disturbance. On my arrival, I was met by Sergeant D. Primo, unit number 3293, and the caller, later identified as Karlie Lewis, date of birth doesn't need to be said. It says, who advised that she and her husband, later identified as Tilo Demetrius Bolden, date of birth we don't need to identify, were in a physical altercation earlier that morning. Ms. Lewis advised that she was reluctant to report the incident, but was encouraged by her attorney to report the incident to the police. Ms. Lewis advised that at approximately 0600 hours, Mr. Bolden came to the location and accused Ms. Lewis of just getting home. Ms. Lewis then advised that Mr. Bolden began to leave the room, which prompted her to ask where he planned to leave to, in which she advised that he responded by striking her in the chin with a closed fist. I then flashed a light on her chin, in which I observed no bruising, but Ms. Lewis advised that she had slight soreness in the area. Ms. Lewis then advised that after she was struck by Mr. Bolden, that he threw her 2 cell phones on the ground before returning to apologize for the incident. Ms. Lewis then advised that she and Mr. Bolden then went to bed, followed by Mr. Bolden leaving the home at approximately 1100 hours. DV investigator Farley 4411 was then advised of the situation, and Ms. Lewis was issued the incident number regarding the incident, as well as instructions on how to obtain a copy of the incident report. As I was speaking to Ms. Lewis, Mr. Lewis arrived to the location and was detained after a brief scuffle due to non-compliances, which resulted in Mr. Belton being assisted to the ground. Mr. Belton advised that he suffered no injuries as a result of the department. DV investigator Farley was advised of Mr. Belton's return to the location, in which he advised that I charged Mr. Belton with simple battery based on the details of the incident between Mr. Belton and Ms. Lewis. Mr. Belton was then taken into custody. Mr. Belton advised that he wanted his diamond chaff ring with a diamond pendant, diamond Rolex watch, $300 cell phone, Carmex lip balm, headphones, documents, and vehicle be released to his assistant, later identified as Khalil Shakur Pascal, in which they were. It says Mr. Belton was then transported to the Atlanta Police Department Zone 2 precinct, then to Fulton County Jail for proceeding. Nothing further. Wow, this is crazy. And here you have a screenshot of the simple battery charge, and it says family violence, aka simple battery, and here's the bail and bond and all that other stuff. This is insane, you guys. Now, to give you my 2 cents on this thing, I gotta call it fair. It seems to me that Karlie Redd was allegedly struck early in the morning after they got into an argument about whereabouts, and then waited until he left at 11 o'clock at night to call the cops. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I don't believe Karlie, but what I'm saying is something here looks weird. You called the cops at 11 o'clock at the advice of your attorney. They don't see any bruises on you. However, they said that you said your mouth was sore, so then they arrest him. I ain't gonna lie. It's giving get back. It's given, oh, you want to leave? Good. I'm going to call my attorney. My attorney's telling me to press charges so that we can get this documented for the divorce. And this will work out in my favor when we go up for any type of alimony or any type of situation pertaining to divorce. This sucks. I hope that if this is true, that he is tried and convicted for whatever crimes he committed. But if it's not true, I really think this is messed up for Karlie to do this to somebody simply because another man has once again walked out of her life. Now, again, I'm not trying to victim blame, because there's a lot of people who suffer DV that's going to feel like I'm victim blaming. I'm not saying that Karlie's lying. I'm not saying that she's telling the truth. I'm just saying something in the milk here isn't clean. And ultimately, this was a recipe from disaster from the very beginning. This man and Karlie barely knew each other before they went and jumped the broom. The red flag was when she said that he almost didn't say anything when asked if he took her hand in marriage at the altar. Like, I don't understand why people are so shocked about this, but ultimately it is what it is. I hope Karlie the best. She's getting 18 racks a month from him up until they go to court. I'm pretty sure this dude is completely done with him, but there's this epidemic of older women going to get these young men and really thinking they're going to get these lives out of these young men. And the fact of the matter is, it just almost never happens. Unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It almost never works out. And it sucks because everybody deserves love, but at some point in time, it has to simply make sense. So I don't know. You let me know what you guys think about this situation. I know for me, I think that it's crazy. I wish Karlie nothing but the best. I like Karlie. I hope that this dude figure out whatever it is he got to figure out and they part ways and go from there. So you guys do me a favor. Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on all platforms and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.